Now we are getting live visuals of a joint statement which is likely to be issued by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the visiting Italian Prime Minister Gentiloni.
MOU between the training unit of the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation and the Foreign Service Institute of the
exchange of agreements between India and Italy is currently underway. These are live visuals we are getting from New Delhi. Prime Minister Modi and his Italian counterpart Gentiloni are likely to make a joint briefing.
The sixth MOU is for promoting mutual investments between the Italian Trade Agency and Invest India, to be exchanged by Mr. Michel Scanavini, President Italian Trade Agency, and by Shri Deepak Bagla, CEO Invest India. The Ambassador of India will be exchanging it on behalf of the Indian side.
These are live visuals we are getting from New Delhi. A host of agreements and memorandums of understandings being signed between India and Italy as part of Italian Prime Minister's state visit to India.
To celebrate 70 years of India-Italy diplomatic ties.
We are expecting a joint press briefing by India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Italian counterpart Gentiloni.
Thank you. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the exchange of agreements ceremony. I now request my colleague, the spokesperson of the Ministry of External Affairs, to conduct the proceedings from here on.
His Excellency Prime Minister Gentiloni, distinguished delegates, members of the media. सबसे पहले मैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर जेंटिलोनी को और उनके डेलीगेशन का भारत में सहर्ष स्वागत करता हूं। भारत आने का मेरा निमंत्रण आपने स्वीकार किया, इसके लिए मैं आपको धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं। एक्सेलेंसी, आपकी यात्रा भारत इटली संबंधों के एक ऐसे ऐतिहासिक समय पर हो रही है जब हम मार्च 2018 में अपने राजनयिक संबंधों की 70वीं वर्षगांठ मनाने वाले हैं। आपके साथ आज बातचीत में मैंने अनुभव किया, हम दोनों ही अपने द्विपक्षीय संबंधों को नई ऊंचाइयों पर ले जाने के लिए इच्छुक हैं और आपकी इस यात्रा से हमें अपने संबंधों की नई प्राथमिकताएं तय करने का अवसर मिला है। आज की मुलाकात में हमने अपने द्विपक्षीय संबंधों और सहयोगों की समीक्षा की और साथ ही क्षेत्रीय एवं वैश्विक विषयों पर भी विचारों का आदान प्रदान किया। फ्रेंड्स, भारत और इटली विश्व की दो बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्थाएं हैं। हमारी अर्थव्यवस्थाओं की मजबूतियों में से हमें दोनों देशों के बीच कॉमर्शियल कोऑपरेशन को बढ़ाने के प्रचुर अवसर मिलते हैं। लगभग $8.8 बिलियन के हमारे द्विपक्षीय व्यापार में अभी काफी बढ़ोतरी होने की क्षमता है। मुझे प्रसन्नता है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर जेंटिलोनी के साथ एक हाई लेवल बिजनेस डेलीगेशन आया है। आज दोनों देशों के इंडस्ट्री लीडर्स के साथ हमारी मुलाकात में मैंने भविष्य की संभावनाओं के प्रति काफी ऑप्टिमिज्म का अनुभव किया। हम अपने फ्लैगशिप प्रोग्राम्स एंड प्रोजेक्ट्स में इटालियन कंपनियों द्वारा और मजबूत भागीदारी को प्रोत्साहित करना चाहेंगे। भारतीय कंपनियों के साथ कोलैबोरेशन में उनके लिए अपार संभावनाएं हैं। स्मार्ट सिटीज, फूड प्रोसेसिंग, फार्मास्यूटिकल्स, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जैसे अनेक क्षेत्रों में हमारी आवश्यकताओं इटली की विशेषज्ञता एवं क्षमताओं से बहुत मिलती जुलती है। मुझे बेहद खुशी है कि इसी हफ्ते वर्ल्ड फूड इंडिया इटली एक फोकस कंट्री के रूप में बड़े पैमाने पर भाग लेगा। साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी एक अन्य क्षेत्र है जिस पर सहयोग बढ़ाने के लिए हम उत्सुक हैं। इस क्षेत्र में इटली हमारे लंबे समय से भागीदार रहा है। हमारे देश के छात्रों के लिए इटली हायर एजुकेशन के लिए पसंदीदा जगह बनता जा रहा है। हमने दोनों देशों के बीच मौजूद समृद्ध सांस्कृतिक संपर्क के संबंध में भी बातचीत की। मुझे यह जानकर प्रसन्नता हुई कि इटली में बहुत से लोग भारतीय संस्कृति, खान-पान, सिनेमा, संगीत, नृत्य, योग और आयुर्वेद में गहरी रुचि रखते हैं। दोनों देश पर्यटन एवं लोगों के बीच आदान प्रदान के लिए सहमत हैं और इससे हमारे आपसी संबंध और प्रगाढ़ होंगे। फ्रेंड्स, द्विपक्षीय मुद्दों के अलावा कई क्षेत्रीय एवं वैश्विक स्तर के मामलों पर भी बातचीत हुई। आज के युग में प्रत्येक दिन हम नए खतरों एवं चुनौतियों का सामना करना पड़ता है। वैश्विक स्तर पर मौजूद एवं उभर रही कुछ सुरक्षा संबंधी चुनौतियों के संबंध में हमने विस्तार से चर्चा की है। हम दोनों आतंकवाद के सभी रूपों से लड़ने और साइबर सिक्योरिटी पर सहयोग मजबूत करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध हैं। दोनों पक्ष साझा चुनौतियां एवं हितों के मामलों में विभिन्न वैश्विक मंचों पर एक दूसरे का समर्थन करने और निकट सहयोग करने पर सहमत हैं। फ्रेंड्स, मैं एक बार फिर प्राइम मिनिस्टर जेंटिलोनी के प्रति आभार व्यक्त करता हूं कि वे भारत आए और उनके साथ मुझे काफी विस्तार से सभी प्रकार के विषयों पर सकारात्मक चर्चा करने का अवसर मिला। मैं फिर एक बार उनका स्वागत और धन्यवाद करता हूं।
Thank you, sir. May I now request the Honorable Prime Minister of Italy to deliver his statement to the media.
Well, thank you very much. Grazie. Per noi è una occasione importante.
Prime Minister Modi for having received us so warmly and in a spirit of great friendship. I'd like to thank the entire delegation for the in-depth conversations we were able to have. As you saw previously, we presented together the logo for this anniversary of 70 years of diplomatic relations between our countries, which will be marked next year. The idea of this visit is also to make use of this anniversary of 70 years as a symbolic motor to step up our relations and to build further on them. Italy and India, two different countries in terms of size and population, but similar, I would say, in terms of the cultural influence they have in the world. They are two major civilizations and also two very important brands from many points of view. Therefore, the fact that a basis are created among our two governments to strengthen these relations provides a major opportunity for companies, for the world of culture, for scientific cooperation, and for citizens. Who come as tourists to our countries too. Economically, we have major opportunities. We had a meeting previously with some entrepreneurs and business leaders from India and Italy. From this meeting, a clear message issued. In Italy, we have an economic situation which is stable and which is showing growth. Within a return to growth in the euro zone, and we look with great interest to investments from India. In India, we have a season of very effective reforms, which are very significant in a country of such size and such diversity, which means that investments of an international nature are increasingly important and positive. And for a country like Italy, whose businesses have a tradition of cooperating abroad and to make a positive use of local resources and labor, who've also established feelings of friendship in the countries they work in. Because of this, India is a country which we need to work with to further improve our cooperation. Mr. Modi has indicated some very important branches in which cooperation can take place. Railway infrastructures, major shipyards, the challenge of renewables, and a number of branches of manufacturing and consumer production which can meet the needs of a country where there are hundreds of millions of people who are part of the middle classes, and where the optimization of some services, as for example in agriculture, are essential for the population. Our enterprises need to respond more effectively to the opportunities which exist. We are, in any case, third country in the Eurozone in terms of trade with India, but we can do more. And I believe that relaunching our diplomatic relations provides a major opportunity to do more. And of course, as Mr. Modi was saying, also to confirm our common approach to some of the major global challenges we have before us, from climate change to combating terrorism to defending the values of democracy. This morning I had the honor of paying tribute to the monument which commemorates Mahatma Gandhi and the greatness of Indian democracy is in itself a message in the world. So being together in relaunching relations between our two countries without any obstacles and with a gaze which is directed to the future constitutes a great honor for me, and I would like to thank Prime Minister Modi and the whole of the Italian community, the Indian community which has received us, and we will bring a message of great friendship, I think, between our two countries.
Excellency, thank you for your statement. This concludes the event. Thank you all for your participation.
So there we just had Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, as well as his Italian counterpart, Gentiloni, having a joint media briefing. Both leaders talking about the priorities they have to build and take forward the relationship both countries have with each other. The Italian Prime Minister is on a state visit to India. A host of agreements between both sides have been signed, many MOUs in several areas of cooperation have been signed between both the countries. These are live visuals. I'm joined by our senior correspondent Ramesh Ramachandran from the newsroom. Ramesh, ties between India and Italy have not been at the best of terms of late, particularly because of the Italian Marines case. What are the priority areas which both countries are looking to build and consolidate upon at this point in time?
Raghavendra, we've just heard the two principals, Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Gentiloni of Italy, address the media and the joint press statement here in New Delhi. Essentially, this visit should be seen in the context of both sides wanting to reboot their relationship, especially as you mentioned, the fallout of the Italian Marines case. And both sides are now looking to the future, as it were, in terms of bilateral cooperation in energy, infrastructure, and climate change also is an important item on the agenda. So all in all, this visit should be seen in the context of both sides wanting to make a clean start, as it were, in the aftermath of that Italian Marines case.
Also, Ramesh, the fact that the Italian Prime Minister is traveling with a delegation of a lot of CEOs of various firms, various Italian firms, I guess business continues to top the agenda of this meeting as well.
Absolutely. Trade and investments are high on the priority of both India and Italy. Remember, Italy is also a key member of the European Union. Therefore, to that extent, Italy is seen as a gateway of sorts for Indian investments within the EU region. But that said, as you mentioned, he is traveling with a contingent of 15 CEOs of Italy. And therefore, to that extent, economy and trade will be is high on the priority of both leaders. And on the occasion, they've signed 6 agreements, including in the areas of railway safety and energy cooperation, and also cultural and training between their respective diplomats. So all in all, it's an eventful visit, especially given that this is the first visit by an Italian Prime Minister to India in over a decade.
Well, yes, that is what I was wanting to come to next. What led to such a huge gap between, the visits of the last Italian Prime Minister who visited India that happened in 2007, and it has taken 10 years for another Prime Minister from Italy to visit India? Was it just the Italian Marines case, or were there more issues that led to such a vacuum?
Not really, Raghavan. This is not something which either country or any country would do it deliberately. This is just a matter of logistics and trying to schedule a visit. That said, Italy is not alone. There are many countries around the world where Indian prime ministers have not traveled in the last many decades, just as you mentioned, the Italian prime minister has not visited in India in over a decade. So I wouldn't read too much into the fact that this is the first time in 10 years the Italian prime minister is visiting India. Remember, for instance, most recently, Prime Minister Modi paid a visit to Spain, which is a neighbour of Italy, and this was after 30 years, so 3 decades gone without any Indian Prime Minister visiting Spain. So these are issues which are more to do with logistics and scheduling than anything else.
Right. And also, Ramesh, any word on the remainder of the schedule of the Italian Prime Minister, and how long is he here?
Well, his visit is essentially a 2-day visit. He landed in New Delhi yesterday morning, and today is the operative day of his visit. He has met with the Prime Minister. He's already held talks with Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj. Later in the afternoon, he will call on the President of India, Dr. Ramnath Kovind. And towards the end of his visit today, he will address a think tank here in New Delhi and lay out his vision and agenda, as it were, for Italy-India relationship.
Right. Thank you so much, Ramesh Ramachandran, for joining us with those updates and perspective.